Hello and welcome back. Right, so we're going to have a look at a train set. Now I got this Brimtoy train set back in the 90s at a fair or something, I can't remember what it was like £3.50 I think. And it's an interesting little thing. I think it's from the 1950s. And it's got quite nice artwork on it, I think, very indicative of the period. Now I know there is a Brimtoy going now doing tin toys, but I don't know if that is any relation to this company. So comment away guys if you know better. Okay, so let's open this up. So as you can see, you get an 040 engine, I think that's the correct thing to say. And it is wind up, and it is tin plate. Now the locomotive itself is wholly made of metal. It has a key to wind it up. And you'll see it has been modified in its life. Yes, at some point it lost a wheel, and someone rather cleverly turned a new one in wood and put it on. Now when this is wound up, it does go quite fast, so I'm not quite sure if that's an intentional aspect of the design, because I think the motor has been played with at some point, as you can see the tab zoom bent there on the motor. Or someone's broken it, it's been repaired. So anyway, so that's a nice little bit of tin plate of the time. It's quite simple. And you can see it's got two carriages, and they are British Railways. You have to be an age to remember British Rail. It says SI. So as you can see, I think these are like litho printed tin plate. So the bodywork is tin plate. The chassis is actually plastic. The wheels are plastic. But the bogies are actually tin plate as well. So just give it a tap there, although even with the sound when I was recording it, you couldn't hear the sound. So there you go. So British Railways. That's a blast for the past for a lot of people. Don't mention Dr. Beeching. Okay, so we get two carriages. I always quite fancied the idea of having a train set when I was a kid, but I remember knowing someone that had one, and they just had a circle or an oval, and it looked really boring, the train just going round and round in circles. So as you can see, this is going to lead to disappointment as well, because this has only got a circular track. As you can see, the track is actually plastic. It's quite a nice bit of print work actually in the back of the box. So shall we have a go putting it together? I was going to assemble this and have it running on my table, but unfortunately my table's not big enough for the track. So we ended up decamping to the floor. So as you can see, the plastic just hooks together, plastic tracks, and they do have a bit of a bump in them, so sometimes the train jumps off the track going over the bumps. So shall we see what it looks like all fully assembled? And one of the great things about clockwork is that when you wind them up, it makes a really nice noise. And there's always that fear that it might break when you're doing it as it gets tighter. But there's just something really cool about clockwork powered stuff, isn't there? I have to admit that sound is up there with nice satisfying clicky electrical switches, the old fashioned type. As the curve is quite tight, it's actually very hard to get all the wheels to line up on the track. Very fiddly. As you'll see, it's also surprisingly noisy. And you have to admit that was fun. A bit slow, but fun. I had intended to get some nice shots of it going around the table, coming towards the camera, etc., but it kept falling off the track. And they were swearing. Well, it does say made in Britain. There's a few kids wishing for the Japanese stuff to turn up. So anyway, that's the label. So it's the 720/1 train set passenger. So you can all rush out and look that up on the internet. There you go, made in Great Britain. I remember there was a TV show in the 1970s on the BBC. I think it's Bob Syme's Model World, and the train sets in those looked quite something, but they must have cost an absolute fortune. So us mere mortals might have got this or a little Hornby circular layout. Right, so I imagine if you're a small child in the 1950s, I think it's 1950s, might be early 60s, and you got this for Christmas, I think you'd be very pleased with it. Alright, well if you found that interesting, leave us a like. By all means comment if you know anything about Brimtoy, because I must admit I don't really know anything about them. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, thanks for watching and bye.